Okay, guys, I'll show you how to dance together with your partner and how to improve your technique very, very fast by doing one thing is copying your partner, mirroring your partner. Whatever I do, just copy as much as you can. Copy the actions, most important actions, and dynamic, which is how fast, how slow, how soft, how strong, and actions. What kind of actions? Chest, tummy, hip, knee, leg. So all of this has to be exactly same time. So whatever we step, our foot should hit the floor exactly same time. How are we gonna do it? We're gonna copy our actions. So for example, we stay like this. If I collect my body, tummy in, and chest now all picked up, so my partner has to have exactly the same. Now, for example, I start settling a little bit down and she is following me. How she can follow? She can look at me to see what I do. Also, because we have this table connection here, she can feel it as well. So we can see and we can feel. So now we have to try to make this up and down action absolutely totally in sync with each other. Now from here I will start changing weight. We see I will do my chest, tummy, hip, change. Chest, tummy. And as much as possible you can copy, more together we are. So at the end of the day, really, connection is not how much we press our arms, it's how our bodies are producing exactly the same action. Later I show you how on the very advanced steps how it works. Now for example here, my partner, she can see that I'm settling, I'm charging my body to the right, so I'm about to step to the right, and our step exactly happens same time. So it's very important to have exactly the same technique when we dance. And if you are a student, for you is the best to follow, of course, your teacher who is dancing with you. But if you are like higher level dancer, you can follow each other as well. So you see, perfect matching here. Very good. Now from here, I'm start settling, collect my leg, and our knee angle, everything is absolutely the same, matching. So we have to practice like this as much as we can to get to the level where our movement is absolutely in sync. Now, for example, here, I send my leg back, I lift my hip, my chest forward, I gradually land. So the speed is very important also, not only copy the step or actions, but the speed, power. Is it soft? Is it strong? Okay, now I start collecting, stretching my legs. My partner do exactly the same. Boom, and boom, and boom. So here we can have a little bit connection here, pressure, but it will not decide how we dance. It's absorbing our bodies. Okay, so this was side by side. Now, if you're facing each other, it's exactly the same, but now we call it mirroring. So it's like in the mirror, like you see yourself in the mirror. So if you see my chest is out, your chest is out. If you see my tummy is in, your tummy is in. If you see I pull my legs back with the hip back, you do exactly the same. Now try to just copy like my mirror, like I'm looking in the mirror, doing exactly the same action. By squeezing here, the speed of squeeze, boom. So now we do exactly the same movement, but in the opposite direction. So we call it mirroring, like a mirror. See, I start closing, she's closing, boom. And our movement is like a wave. She has a wave, I have a wave. And this wave should have produced exactly the same result. So then here we just basically holding arms. There is a little bit pressure, but very little. We don't really need that as much. This is only like a mobile phone to feel each other bodies. At the end of the day, we're dancing with our bodies. We're not dancing with each other hands. Okay, now we're gonna do a little bit more difficult movement. From here, let's say if I do basic, and if you see I'm going forward, she's going back. But action-wise, my chest is forward, so it means her other chest should be forward. I land, she land. I set on my hip, she set on my hip. I'm transferring, we transferring. So we try to produce exactly the same amount of action, and hopefully when we step, our leg step exactly same time. Now here, next one, let's do like a twist. For the guys here, on more advanced level, our step will be quite different, but action can still be the same. Like for example, I'm on my right hip on the side step, and she's a closed leg on her left hip. So it's totally different step, but action-wise, the settling is exactly the same. And now here, when she know how to step is when I transfer my weight to the left, so she will know that this is the best time for her to walk. So here actually, if she really pay attention, I don't need to pull her anymore. She just can absorb that. Boom. She step. Now I transfer my hip. She transfer me here. I turn. Now how she know when to turn? If I turn my hip, she can definitely, she cannot see me, but she can feel that I start turning my hip. And the speed of turning my hip, that's where it's the best signal to turn. I settle, she settle. I charge my chest, she charge her chest. And you see, by observing, paying attention to each other, we can read movements. Even though my movement is completely different than her, action-wise, we're very, very synchronized. Yes. So then your arms, just a little support, little help. You don't need to do too much. So let's now check how we do it on, for example, quite a complicated choreography. So if you start here, so for example, how does she know what's her next step? You see, I stretch my chest, she stretch her chest. Now, I can, of course, with my hands, give her the first movement and she can follow. Or I can use my body. If I start changing my body, she know to change her. Like here, I send my body back, that's for her signal to walk. I send my body other side, she's walking, walk. And like for example here, I settle, she settle. My chest forward, her chest forward. I'm walking towards her with exactly the same speed. She's walking towards me. Here, change. And then here, of course, I can pull her to me, or I can just move towards her, and she know that's her step. And we try to coordinate from every side, regardless how difficult step, trying to match that breathing together. So this, the flow, her flow, my flow, absolutely.